Hello, welcome to my Pokemon Journeys, episode 124, Semi-Finals 3, Valor Review. So back with battle between Ash and Cynthia. Everyone thinks Ash is on the back foot, so he takes a deep breath, very reminiscent of his match at the Sinnoh League with Pool. Team Rocket cheer him on. Leon says to the Anther they're reading each other and deciding when it's the best time to use their gimmicks. Ash sends out Dracovish and Cynthia sends out Garchomp. Ash fully expects to see Mega Evolution, so he tries to get in a good Ice Fang, but Garchomp dodges it and Dragon Claws. Cynthia also sets up Self Rocks and recalls Garchomp. Roserade comes out and its burn is gone, as you'd probably expect, it's natural cure. Dracovish gets poisoned as it tries to Fisher's Rend, but it gets off a huge hit with Fisher's Rend. But Dracovish gets angry at the poison and vows to take Roserade down, according to Meowth. Lee Storm clashes with Dragon Rush and Dracovish gets the win. It's really cool to see Dracovish's tough fighting spirit. Even though poison can be super devastating, it pulls out a fantastic win. Spirit stays intact as Ash tries to recall it, but it wants to stay out. Now comes out Milotic and it tries to use the strategy it used against Iris' Dragonite, where it will use Disarming Voice and wrap around its opponent, following with an Iron Head. However, as it does, Ash gets Dracovish to Vicious Rend with one last big hit. Dracovish goes down after taking Roserade and getting a huge hit against Milotic. Alright, well now the best part of the battle happens as Ash sends out Surfetch, which gets hurt by Stealth Rocks. So Ash does his typical crazy Ash tactics by getting Surfetch to Brutal Swing and clear the field, as Surfetch throws its shield which destroys the Stealth Rocks. It reminds me of Ash destroying Toxic Spikes at the Sinnoh League, but also drawing on his experience from this series as Surfetch threw the shield against B. Leon gives Ash high praises, saying he can do the unbelievable. Not missing a beat though, Surfetch rushes in with Fury Cutter against Milotic, fending off Iron Head and striking multiple times. Meteor Assault collides with Disarming Voice, and Surfetch is just too strong and charges through it, taking Milotic out. This isn't the end of Surfetch's assault though, as Cynthia sends out Garchomp. Ash again expects a Mega Evolution. He takes a chance to try and Fury Cutter, which Garchomp defends with Scale Shot, but Surfetch gets Dragon Clawed. Surfetch gets in a huge hit with Meteor Assault, as Garchomp gets in a huge hit with Draco Meteor. The two Pokemon take a moment, standing completely still. Garchomp falters for a minute, but manages to stay standing, but Surfetch is still standing too, though he has fainted, refusing to fall to the ground. It's all up to Lucario to take on Garchomp and Togekiss. Diantha says she expected Cynthia to Mega Evolve. Leon says she has another idea. Togekiss is out, and Ash intends to fight Ash with Bullet Punch, nullifying all of the attacks that can flinch it. I find it particularly funny that how we cut to Oak's lab and with Infinite mocking Lucario, almost hitting Oak. Lucario beats Togekiss down to the ground, but it isn't defeated. Lucario fires off an Aura Sphere, but Togekiss uses a chance to Air Slash and hit Lucario first. It kind of looks like Lucario's flinched, but it manages to regain his composure real quick. It's very possible that Lucario's ability is inner focus. We'll find out next week with the event in Sword and Shield. It looks like Cynthia is about to recall Togekiss as the Air Slash isn't working, but Cynthia reveals a Dynamax band and she Dynamaxes Togekiss. Ash and Lucario are ready to respond with all they got as the episode ends. I just want to talk about that quickly. I've seen chatter about how Cynthia is nerfing herself by doing that, but I don't think that's the case at all. All of Garchomp's attacking moves are Dragon type. It's not the best choice to Mega Evolve it at all, as it won't do that much to Lucario as opposed to the neutral flying moves from Togekiss. I think it's also a disservice to Cynthia's other Pokemon to assume that them using gimmicks is somehow a big loss. They don't get upset when Ash uses a gimmick with a Pokemon other than his strongest Pokemon, Pikachu, so there's no need to be upset when the same happens with another strong trainer. I was thinking that giving prominence to Togekiss might actually be a reference to Volo, since his ace was Togekiss, and I actually forgot to mention this last week, but a lot of the poses Cynthia was doing was ripped right from him, and I'll leave a link to a Twitter post in the description where it shows comparisons. But anyway, seeing that potentially reference Volo this way, when we'll never see him in the anime, is really cool. But overall, I really like this episode. Last week was about Ash being on the back foot, this is about his regaining his momentum, even though he really still ends with a Pokemon disadvantage. Surfetch in particular really stood out to me as he showcases Ash's crazy fighting methods, and on top of that, it dealt significant damage to Cynthia's ace. The fact that Garchomp had to catch itself after getting hit probably goes to show it had been hurt a lot, and potentially help explain why Cynthia opted to Dynamax Togekiss anyway. Overall, I'd say Dracovish and Surfetch really gave it all in a spectacular way, and it really gave them a battle that they really needed. This was a lot better animated than Ash vs Drowzee, and it was a lot more enjoyable too. So I'm excited to see Ash claim his victory next week. Lucario has a pretty significant wall to overcome, but I just know that Ash can do it.